the choice of Jerry Adams for his running mate, or the running mate to the governor of Kaduna State. Give us, a rundown on his choice of Jerry Adams. And I'm looking at the, the zone 3 of Kaduna State, southern Kaduna people, and how he was able to do and make a choice that overwhelmingly accepted by the people of Kaduna State, and of course, particularly to the people of southern Kaduna. Choice of Jerry Adams.
Well, let me start by correcting one slip in your introduction.
Okay.
You said Governor Obasani said or says his government is inclusive. No. He didn't say.
He has said it.
He's running it.
All right, yes, okay.
So I would rather have loved you to say that.
A matter of semantics, yeah, but again, yes,
so
because
you could say one thing and you are not living it. All right? So Governor Obasani did not say his government is inclusive. But Governor Obasani of Kaduna State
is running an inclusive government.
Is running an inclusive government.
All right, okay.
And, of course, you can see that there is a sharp contrast between what he said and the conclusion that there is celebration everywhere in Kaduna State. So if everybody or every area, every segment is celebrating, it means that the governor has done something, as he has always done, that touches or that impacts on the life of everyone.
Let me tell you, Eddie, just before you go, my choice of word here, I'm not going to go back on that. My choice of word here is when you go back to what had happened in Kaduna State with the past government in Kaduna State and what we see here, we are saying that my choice of word, or if the government is doing or running a government of inclusivity, it is all about what had happened in the past. That people will still remember that one part of the state or some part of the state was shoved aside. But government of Obasani came in, and we're seeing that there is a collaboration of the people with government, and government is saying that, look, it is about you and us. And of course, if democracy is what it is about government of the people by the people. And so I'm seeing, this relationship between government and the people, that it is Obasani that's making it easy on matters of governance in Kaduna State.
That is what I'm saying. So Obasani did not say. Obasani is doing it. All right? Obasani, as governor of Kaduna State, is a promise keeper. Because when he came on board on May 29th, 2023, he didn't mince words. He said he was going to run an all-inclusive government for the people of Kaduna State. Believe you me, some of us doubted him. And we had every reason to doubt. Because where we were coming from was an era of inclusion. Was an era of exclusion, era of exploitation, of intimidation, of suppression, of marginalization, of so many, evil things in Kaduna State. Very bad things. Unpalatable experience. So, when Obasani came on the, background, or from the background of that kind of government, people like us doubted. More so that the outgoing governor then said on national television that the person that is coming after him was going to be worse than him. In terms of, he spoke in Hausa, if you say the person was going to be worse, that if people were complaining that government's policy or policies were harsh, were exploitative, were this and that, the person that was coming after him was going to be worse. So when the governor promised that he was going to be fair to all, he was going to be different, he was going to be inclusive, he was going to reunite Kaduna State, some of us doubted him. A lot of people doubted him, especially people from where I come from. because we had it the worst, you know, in Kaduna State. Because, you know, during the last administration, governance was just concentrated in about 2 or 3 local governments within the metropolis. So Zone 1 was excluded from development. Zone 2 was excluded. I mean, Zone 3 was excluded. Even in Zone 2, there are certain areas, because of their tribe or religion or where they come from, governance, they were excluded from the development trajectory of the state. So across Kaduna State, concerns abound. Everywhere you go, every zone, you find that a vast majority of the people were complaining of exclusion. So when Obasanjo came, he said, no, I was not going to do it. And then more so, you know that during that era, sometime around 2018, 2019, the then governor, for spiteful reasons, he said he wanted to spite a section of the state. Because in his estimation, we didn't know where he got the data from. He said those people were a paltry 25% of Kaduna State, and that they were making too much noise, despite being, you know, an overwhelming minority. They were making too much noise. So he wanted to spite them. He wanted to keep them in their place. And he said, I was not going to govern with you, but I was not going to run a ticket that has a semblance of you being represented. So he decided to introduce the Muslim ticket. All right? And everybody knew what happened. Somehow he scaled through. He became governor. And by 2023, he sustained that. I was not in the APC as of that time, but I am sure that those who were part of it could tell that it was a very, very difficult ticket to sell. Because in 2023, if you look at the election outcomes, the opposition party, PDP, won 3 senators, 10 House of Representative members, and the Labour Party won 2 House of Reps members. It was unprecedented in the history of Kaduna State. It was a total rejection of that era by the people of Kaduna State. It wasn't about Southern Kaduna, no. People understood that the Muslim ticket was a hoax. So people rejected it. But on the strength of Senator Obasanjo's character, people knew him as a man for all. People knew him as a lover of humanity. People knew him as a champion of democracy. With all those difficulties that the APC endured in the presidential and national elections, when it was his turn for the governorship election, people said, this man is different. This man is going to be different. And he was voted into office. Against the will of people like me, he was voted into office. Yes, you may argue that the margin of victory, you know, was not wide, but he was voted into office. So when he came, he proved everybody wrong. We saw reversal upon reversal of some of the oppressive, suppressive, and exploitative policies of the former regime. And people started to be happy. Some traditional rulers that were unjustly dethroned and court orders issued for their reinstatement, this governor reinstated them. Some communities that were abandoned, no single project, some local governments for 8 years, not even 0.5 kilometer of road or a patch of their existing dilapidated roads. This governor came and said, there is no reason why any section of Kaduna State should feel neglected. Talk about Karatudu, talk about Romi, talk about Sabo, talk about Kujama. Put the roads together, 1,400 kilometers of roads across Kaduna State. There is no local government that has benefited less than 10 kilometers of road. I stand correct. And I want anybody to come out and challenge me. So, Governor Obasani has shown clearly that he is for the people. So, because of those antecedents, people were now saying that his toughest test yet was going to be in his choice of a running mate. Will he sustain the last legacy of El-Rufai? Because that thing is El-Rufai's legacy. Or he will do something different. He will restore Kaduna back to those glory years of unity and inclusion. So people were waiting. And of course, people like us were not surprised. Because for a man who has the kind of antecedents that I mentioned in the first 3 years of his administration, we knew that this is what he was going to do, even without speaking with him. So he decided to do away with that terrible legacy, and then he returned Kaduna State, to that path of unity and inclusion. So, but that is one part of the argument. Even if you want to do a mixed faith ticket, who are you picking? That is also important. All right? So, by returning Kaduna to the mixed faith ticket, Senator Obasani has rendered a service beyond Kaduna State. Because if you are talking about Christians, Christians are not just domiciled in Kaduna. If you spite Christians in Kaduna, you have spited Christians in the whole of Nigeria.
Well,
if you spite Christians, no, I'm just trying to tell you.
Yes, but again, quickly, Eddie, let's not quickly forget too that when El-Rufai started too, Balabantex of blessed memory will come to mind.
That is what we are saying.
There was a mix.
That's what we are saying. That when he did that, he said Christians were 25% and they were making too much noise. They were disturbing him. So let me put you in your place. So we're not talking about, of course, the selection of bandits. That was the tradition. When he came, that was the tradition. So there was nothing abnormal. There was nothing new there. Of course, nothing new. He just did what is supposed to be the case. So he was the one who, on his own volition, decided to deviate from that tradition. So, and we would not have had any issues. Of course, governance should be about capacity. Governance should be about delivering the goods. Who can do it? When you go to hospital, when you go to the aviation sector, when you are sick, you don't ask for the religion of your doctor. When you go to the airport, you don't ask for the religion of the pilot. What you are after is the person qualified? Is the person the best? So, of course, and that is why I said somewhere, even if Obasani had repeated the Muslim ticket, on the strength of his character and the good governance that he's delivering to the people of Kaduna State, he could still have won his election. But it is important for Kaduna State to be restored to that era of unity and inclusion, because the motive by that former governor of introducing the Muslim ticket was faulty. It was a bad motive. Anything that you do to spite people, even if it is a government policy, Oloye, even if it is a road that you want to construct and you are constructing that road with somebody in mind to spite somebody, it is a bad road. Even if it is a hospital you are constructing and the motive of constructing that hospital is to get at some people, to spite certain people, it's a bad hospital. Because the intention is not pure. The intention is evil. So, why people are celebrating the return to the mixed faith ticket today? It's not because the Muslim ticket hurt them in any way under Obasani. It didn't hurt them in any way. Just like under Tinubu, it is not hurting anybody. In fact, Christians are even feeling like it is even to their greatest benefit that Tinubu and Shetima came. Or that Obasani and Sabwa, are in Kaduna. Of course, Christians have that feeling. But it is about setting the records straight. In my opinion, it is about setting the record straight. It is about defeating an evil agenda. Because what was done that time looked like an evil agenda. So can we dispose of that thing and bring back our state on that culture, on that tradition of unity and inclusion, so that people who have the kind of mindset of El-Rufai tomorrow will not rise up and think that people can just do anything evil and get away with it, or anything bad, and then it becomes the new normal. No. So that is why everybody is celebrating. Because I tell people, somebody wrote something about El-Rufai, trying to say they are apologizing to El-Rufai. Come and see the backlash that is apologizing to El-Rufai. People say, how do you want to compare light and darkness? Apologizing to El-Rufai for what? For sacking workers? For bastardizing our traditional institutions? For demolitions? For sending people to their early graves? For what exactly are you apologizing? Why? So there was serious backlash for that person. So Oloye, people are celebrating, because the last thing that remains, that will, because anytime you see that thing in Kaduna, you remember the person who brought it. So we thank Governor Obasani, the people, on behalf of the people of Kaduna State, because we relate with people and we hear what they are saying. People are saying, look, thank you, Governor. You have removed that last thing that is standing as a legacy that will remember one of the worst governors in the history of Kaduna State.
Edward.
And in the Middle Belt, people are celebrating. Look, the next day after that announcement, I followed all the national televisions. It was a topical issue. Topical. Every national television discussed it.
Yes, Edward. Again, about the zone 3, the Southern Kaduna people. Now, here's what I know. These are real facts that well-educated, very educated people. It's a joy to go to school, because growing up and in our school days and all of that, we saw all of that. And so, of these people, well-educated, modernization is all there, and of course, the people, again, are doing well in every sphere of life. The choice of Jerry Adams amongst these people, educated people, and in industries, in the military, all over, you find them. But amongst these people, Obasani has chosen this one guy, Jerry Adams. I'm still asking, the choice of Jerry Adams, of these great people from that area, what made the choice of Jerry Adams?
Yes. I mentioned that. I said it's not just about having a mixed ticket, but the question is, who is even the person that you are picking? And I can tell you, the governor, if this choice was based on consultation, then it means that it was the consultation, or the outcome of that consultation perfectly fits into the needs of Kaduna State at this time. If it is the governor's thinking, the governor's own wisdom, that he has chosen Jerry Adams, then that choice is a true reflection of what Kaduna State needs at this point in time. Like you said, Jerry Adams is a very educated man. Very, very educated. So many degrees, so many masters, so many certifications, membership of so many professional bodies. Jerry Adams is the revenue czar of Kaduna State. And when he was given that opportunity, he distinguished himself. He took the revenue service to new heights, setting unprecedented records, contributing immensely to generating the resources that the governor has been using to do some of these developments that we have mentioned for the people of Kaduna State. Jerry Adams is a man of peace. In our climb, we say Jerry Adams Nawata. He has no enemy. He is almost a friend of everybody. He is loved by the young. He is loved by the old. He is loved by men. He is loved by women. He's loved by Christians. He's loved by Muslims. He's loved by the conservatives. He's loved by the moderates. Whatever category of people you can think of, Jerry's hand knowledge there. He has friends, he has contacts, he has connections. And I mean good people. I'm not talking about category of dangerous people, dangerous elements. So he's a detribalized Nigerian. And people often say that one of the most difficult things to achieve in Southern Kaduna is unity. But the choice of Jerry Adams has united the entirety of Southern Kaduna. One of the issues in Southern Kaduna will be that people will tell you that there are certain local governments that have always dominated, the political trajectory of certain tribes. Like, you have to belong to the majority tribes in Southern Kaduna before you can become something. But Jerry's political trajectory has shown that just being a good human being can take you to the greatest of heights in the world. Today, when we were going to Southern Kaduna on Tuesday, a grand reception was organized in his honor in his local government. From Kujama, here, Oloye, people came out en masse to the streets. The journey was a long and tortuous one because we have to be stopping. You move small, you see people with banners, with APC flags and what have you, waving. We got to Kajuru, Kachia, my own local government and hometown Zonkua. It was massive. Religious leaders came out. Traditional leaders came out. Youth leaders, women leaders. Zumuntamata came out. Beating drums, dancing, celebrating. Then we moved to Manchok. You needed to see the crowd. So it was the homecoming of a man who is of the tribe of Southern Kaduna. Tribe. So it seemed. Nobody was talking about Morua. No. He was the homecoming of a man of the tribe of Southern Kaduna. It was rejoicing. It was celebrating everywhere. And when that announcement was made, a few bad elements who were happy with, that legacy of that former man, some of them, started speaking negatively across social media platforms. And they also face a backlash in their areas. Look, last week, I watched the video of somebody from Zone 1 who made a video and said he's sending a strong message and a warning to the enemies of peace and unity in Kaduna State who want to make an issue out of the nomination of a Christian as Senator Obasani's running mate. They should be warned that Kaduna State has passed that level now. And that even if Jerry's choice were to be a Muslim Jerusalem ticket, that they will vote for that ticket and they will work for it because nobody will deceive them again. They did the Muslim ticket. How did it enhance Islam? How did it enhance good governance under that former regime? So it is about the personality of the person that is in charge, not whether the ticket is Christian, Muslim, or what, Christian or Muslim and all that. So this is the issue. So Jerry Adams represents a choice that attracts and will continue to attract immense goodwill for the Ubasani ticket, and by the special of grace of God, the Ubasani administration starting May 29, 2027.
Jerry Adams is from Kara local government.
Yes.
Is it a coincidence that the former deputy governor under the past administration, too, Bala Bantex of blessed memory, is from Kara local government? Is there something about the people or that local government, Kara local government?
Maybe like Katsina State, we have a lot of good people.
Yeah.
People of integrity, of hard work, of service from that area. You know, it's just like Katsina. You see a lot between 99 to date. Katsina State alone has produced 2 presidents. You know, so maybe it is the Katsina State of Kaduna. Of Kaduna State. And of course, if you look at before Buhari came and even after he left, you know, people continue to say that he was an honest man. You could question Buhari, you could fault him on so many other areas, but not on integrity. He as a person, you can say some of the people that work with him are corrupt, they lack integrity, but nobody has been able to date to, you know, point to one thing to say that, you know, Buhari has ever had any case of corruption, and nobody has ever doubted his commitment to, you know, the unity, to the progress of this country. All right, so perhaps the same applied to the late Yaradua. People say he was the best president that Nigeria never had for you know, for the time that they thought. If Yaradua didn't die in 2010, probably people would have wished that he would have been president for even more than 8 years, because he was also adjudged to be a man of integrity and a man of, you know, unparalleled patriotism to this country. But Nigeria lost him. So perhaps Kaura local government in Kaduna too, you know, has that kind of record, or in southern Kaduna. So that is why we saw Bantex. Even Bantex was a good man. The late Bala Bantex was a good man. It's just that his hands were tied. He was working under an administration, you know, that the people of Kaduna didn't want. So he was frustrated. He was frustrated. You know, people didn't understand him, because working under that kind is not easy to defend, to work for, promote, and or defend an administration that represents division, that represents suppression, exploitation, demolition, and so many negative tendencies. You know, it could be frustrating to work under that kind of government. To be the number 2, it was not easy. So he didn't find it easy with the people of southern Kaduna. But I tell you, he died an honorable man. He died a hero. And southern Kaduna missed a great man, a committed patriot in the late Bala Bantex. So we are happy too that somehow, by sheer coincidence, the thing has gone back to Kaura. And in Kaura, to his own tribe, the Morowa tribe. You know, so if the people of Morowa or Kaura felt that they have lost anything, today they have gotten it even in 1,000-fold. Because Jerry is an advanced version of Bala Bantex in terms of humility, in terms of humility, in terms of commitment to service, in terms of loyalty to his principle or to any cause that he finds himself. Kaura has a replacement. Southern Kaduna has a replacement. Kaduna State, most importantly, has a replacement.
Program is Perspectives this morning, and we'll take a commercial break. Be back with you shortly.
Invicta FM.
Every day, baby.
This is the station playing today's best mix.
Terrific.
Invicta FM.
Wato a duk lokacin da muka haɗu a dandalin tattaunawar iyalinmu sai an samu matsala. Abun burgewa ma zan dafa wani abu da duk za su amincewa. Wato da fadukan shinkafa na musamman tare da magi.
An sarrafa Magista daga tataccen waken soya, albasa, kayan yajin armashi tare da kanamfari.
Lokacin cin abinci a shiga cikin lallama ko samkar a shigo.
Magista sanya duk abinci da lokacin su kasance na musamman da ba za a iya mantawa ba.
Them say monkey smart, now because the tree near.
But now monkey will jump past the eye, they quick see. This Big Brother Ninja season 11 go hot past pressing iron. Now only the biggest moves go make I see you. Everybody come show themselves.
Yes, sir. Now 247 drama for Big Brother Niger season 11. Sharply recharge your decoder. Make you not for miss anything, no. All the bass goes they show for GoTV channel 49. You still feel follow happenings with GoTV stream if you day road. Headline sponsor, Bet Power. GoTV. Love it.
To yaushe muke sa rana na uku. Ha, ba ya ce abu game da na uku. Amma ni da Alhaji mun amince cewa jikina na bukatar lokaci. Shi yasa ina da 7790. 7790? 7790 daga Honey and Banana Connect. Ita ce amintaciyar hanyar samu bayananniyar shawara ba tare da tsangwama ba akan duk abin da ya shafi tazaran haihuwa. Ku tattauna da ƙwararrun ma'aikata don samun jagoranci game da bayar da tazaran haihuwa. Tafiyar ki ce, jikinki ne duk lokacin da kika zaba. Kira 7790 a yau ko ku aiko mana da sakon WhatsApp a 09097133400. Honey and Banana Connect. Ku bi wanda ya san hanya.
On FM, online, on your mobile, and on digital radio. We have no mediocres. No mediocres. No mediocres. Only the best. Invicta 98.9.
Welcome back. Still with the program Perspectives this morning on Invicta 98.9. And my guest this morning, Edward AUTA, Senior Special Assistant to the Governor and Government of Kaduna State on Industrial Training and Development, a historian and a public affairs analyst too. Well, Edward, with this development of the choice of Obasani's running mate in the person of Jerry Adams, is it an indication that the APC government in Kaduna State could just be coasting home to victory in 2027 and it's a done deal?
Yes. Of course, I said it the other day, all right? With the reception that his choice of a running mate received, and with the qualities, the social capital that the Jerry Adams nomination is bringing to the ticket, coupled with the record of service of Governor Obasani for the people of Kaduna State in just 3 years. If I were the opposition, I would just go and start planning for 2031. Because they will just be wasting their time in 2027. They will be wasting resources. You know, they will even be wasting their goodwill. Because, you know, if you have goodwill and then you now come at the wrong time, you waste it. So by 2031, everything that you would have used to make a good case for yourself, you would have wasted it in 2027. And I say this with all sense of humility. Look, Oloye, let's be frank. APC lost or had its, worst defeat, its most painful defeat in Kaduna State, in Chukun local government. Chukun, where the PDP, in the governorship, PDP got an overwhelming, was it 89 or 90,000 votes, and the APC got just 6,000. It was the widest margin in 2023. In 2027, sir, the areas that masterminded that defeat were the most neglected areas and the most populated densely populated densely areas of Chikun local government, Sabontesha. You know the kind of population and voter population that is there. Development eluded them. In 3 years, one road near complete, another one about 2, another one I think has kick-started, then a third road is in the pipeline. The governor has announced it that it will be done. We have the College Road to Juji near complete. There is the one charity bus stop to Angwambulus, and then the ring road within Sabo GRA. The governor has said that one too was going to kickstart. So what are you going to tell the people of Sabontesha? Nasarawa to this Naira runabout here in Kakubi. Neglected. They were living in peace, so they came and just broke the old road they had. They left them inside dust. People with asthma went to hospital every day. And so many other diseases. Paints of houses changed to red. Roofs became red colored because of dust. Rainy season trouble, mud everywhere. This governor came. That road has been completed in Nasarawa, all in Chikun local government. Come to Romi. From this Baji Villa junction through that cemetery, television cemetery, you go down to Romi. Samrada to Romi. About 3 other streets in Angwan Romi. Then you go to Karatudu, Federal Housing. Those roads are near complete. If you are active on social media, you see people going to lie down on those tarred roads, thanking the governor and promising that they are going to deliver him in 2027. Some women even formulated a song for Ubasani. It's jubilation. That kind of a densely populated area, abandoned, neglected. Today, Ubasani has given them hope. So what are you going to tell the people of that area? Jaba local government, for more than 15 years, not even a 0.5 kilometer of road was constructed. Five roads in Jaba local government, initiated, constructed, and commissioned. You go to Kagarku, Township Road, in the same Kagarku, the Ida 11 kilometer road. Every local government, sir, Kauru. These are local governments that have never seen anything that has semblance of development in their lives. Governor Obasani has taken those developments to them. So in 2027, sir, people are not going to vote on the basis of political rhetoric and promises. The people of Kaduna say will not abandon a government that has promised them something and kept that promise, to go and support somebody in anticipation that that government is coming to do better. No. So the market woman in Kaduna will vote based on her experiences with this government. Empowerment programs. Nobody came and demolished their shops. They are sleeping and waking up peacefully. They are not sleeping with their eyes closed. That somebody will call them around 4 a.m. and say bulldozer is demolishing the market. They are not thinking about that. The farmer in Kaduna is going to vote based on how this government affected his life. Every year, this government has distributed a minimum of 500 trailers of fertilizer. And you can see the result. Improved food security. Prices of maize, beans, guinea corn, everything crashing. The result is there. So the farmer will vote based on how this government affects him. In every polling unit, there are beneficiaries of fertilizer distribution by this government, year in, year out. In fact, the one of this year is going to be massive, or is already massive. It's in process already. So the rural dweller is going to vote. The people of Birningwari, they are going to vote based on how this government affect their lives in terms of improved security. 2 days ago, the governor secured the reconstruction of the Kaduna Birningwari 122 kilometer road. The groundbreaking was done, and that project will be delivered by the APC administration. So what are you going to tell the people of that area? The same Briningwari that I was in PDP in 2023. We couldn't go there to campaign. No. Today, people are going there. Contractors are starting work there. So you want to go and tell those people that they should abandon this progress because of a mere promise that we will do better. Come on, nobody will do that. So I am telling you, the reality today is that everybody in Kaduna State is going to vote on how this government affected his life or affects his life. And in all facets of human life, Governor Ubasani has touched the lives of the people. I took a pregnant woman to General Hospital Sabo before I joined the APC. And I was just standing, and some women were just heaping praises and praying for the governor. And say, this governor, what he has done here, how he has improved this hospital and is making childbirth very easy for them. That God will bless him. One woman says she has never voted because she has never believed in the credibility of the electoral process. But today, she has a reason. She says she will go and do voter registration and vote for Ubasani. I took a bike the other day. This I was coming. My car had issues around FCM Bisabo, so I took a bike. I was going to my church in television near the primary school to see somebody, and I took a bike, and the bike man, you know, this Pan Drive, that's from Pijo Junction to this Sabo Bridge. You know, one lane has been completed. That road was fine. Oh, somebody came and said he wanted it dualized. He scraped the road and abandoned it. And you know that street is a beehive of business activities, from television garage to that area, fish sellers, so mama puto, different kinds of businesses, restaurants and what have you. But because of the condition of the road, those businesses were forced to close down. Even the Okada people that were walking around that Barnawa Junction to the Sabo Bridge axis, they disappeared because people were no longer, you cannot ply that road on bike. Even if you have a car that does not have AC, you cannot ply that road, whether in the rainy season or in the dry season. You can't use Okada on that road because you'll be stained. So that Okada man took me, and I was saying, wow. By that time, I didn't even know that, you know, one of the lanes had been constructed. So I just said he should take me because my car spoiled. So I was telling him whether we should follow bypass. He said, no. This road is good now. So we follow. I said, so that time I was not in PDP, I mean APC. He said, so this road has been done this far. He said, Oga, I swear. I said, no, don't swear. He said, I swear. I said, you don't have to swear. He said, he's swearing. He said he was not going to vote in 2027. And then in 2027, he's not even going to vote for anybody. That he will register half his PVC, and the only person that he's going to vote in 2027 is Governor Ubasani. So I can tell you that Okada, whether you're an Okada rider, whatever is your vocation, sir, pastors, nay, imams, nay, market women, nay, teachers, talk about teachers, you know, of lecturers and staff of all the state-owned tertiary institutions. He has implemented an agreement that the previous administration refused to implement about increment of their salary and some areas of their allowances. This government has paid. Even if you are a student, you know what the former man did when he increased the tuition fee of tertiary institutions, and a lot of people dropped out of school. When Governor Obasani came, he slashed it down, because education should be a right and not a privilege. So even if you are a student, you have a reason to vote for Obasani. Whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever is your vocation, Obasani has touched your life. And then with this coupled with the choice of a man with a beautiful soul, a man that is loved and cherished by a vast majority of the people of Kaduna State, come on, it's going to be a landslide. Like they normally say, you know, if you go enter Angwa, they will say, so I can assure you that Governor Obasani is a done deal, and every other APC candidate in Kaduna State is going to ride on that goodwill of the governor, because Governor Obasani, all these things that he has been able to do is in collaboration with all the other APC representatives in the state. So everybody is going to right on the back of the goodwill of Governor Obasani to win his election.
I'm going to move to the national space, but just before I do that, what happened? What is playing out in Kaduna State on choice of Governor Obasani governorship running mate? People are also talking at the national space that can this be replicated at the national space? That if we're saying fairness, we're getting it on both sides, moving it up to the national space with Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shetima, you see that again as a thing of concern too. Nigerians are talking about it, that there has to be balance.
I'm going to respond, from 2 points of view. One, if you remember, in 2023, I said it here, one of the reasons why people kicked against the Muslim ticket, all right, even in Kaduna, was because of the person who introduced it and his motive for introducing it. And I said also that even if Governor Obasani had not gone back to the mixed faith ticket, he would still have won his election on the strength of his record of service for the people of Kaduna State. All right, so you see, so those concerns we had, whether in 2019 or in 2020, were because of the motive. The man who brought it made it clear that he was not bringing it because he believed that the choice of a Muslim deputy at that time was to enhance governance. But he was trying to bring it to institutionalize it. That was the agenda. The agenda is to institutionalize it, because he said his agenda is that by the time he goes, the next person comes and go, and another person comes and go. He said by that time, Christians in Kaduna State would have been, kept in their place, and they would have accepted their fate by that time, and then it continues. So it means that the agenda was to institutionalize it. But if it were just for the fact that, no, this person, I want this person to be my running mate, and this person has quality, he has character, he has all the credentials necessary to support me to deliver good governance, nobody would complain. It means that another time, somebody is free to pick a Christian. Somebody is free to do Christian ticket. But the idea that he was bringing it as an agenda, that was why people became very apprehensive and people fought against it. And so when he did it in Kaduna, he now said that in that same video, if you watched it, he said after they experimented it in Kaduna, that is why they are now experimenting it at the national level. So it means that he was trying to transfer an agenda that he started in Kaduna to Nigeria. So that was why Christians fought against it. Christians rejected it. Fortunately, God is not man. So while El-Rufai was thinking in his manly way, God was actually using him to, to prove to Nigerians that in leadership, it is character that matters. So everybody knew before then that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a good man. He fought for democracy. He has helped a lot of Christians, even in Lagos State, to ascend to the throne of governance, different positions. Even outside Lagos, he has mentored a lot of people. They are kumes of this world. So many people, Christians and Muslims everywhere, they are delegates. So he has raised a whole lot of people, Muslim, Christian. So people didn't have problem with Tinubu. But even people who fought Tinubu in 2023 fought him because of that midget from Kaduna who wanted to bring a national agenda. And of course, for Nigeria, it was not even the first time that Nigerians were voting for a Muslim ticket. Abiola and Baba Gana Kingibe were both Muslims in 1992. Until date, Nigerians are saying that election remains the freest and fairest election in the history of this country. So it was not a new thing. So Tinubu's Muslim ticket wouldn't have had issues in 2023 if not because of the key driver. So it was a fight against him. So we were grateful that when this government was finally established, somehow God removed him from the government. And because he's not part of the government now, did you hear anybody complaining again? Nobody is complaining. So Tinubu has come and shown that he's a friend of Muslims. He's a friend of Christians. He's a friend of people without religion. He's a friend of everybody. Christians are even saying it's like this government is for us. Muslims are saying it's it's like the government is for us. So everybody is competing to speak about the good of the Tinubu administration. We in Southern Kaduna, there is no federal government that has done for the people of Southern Kaduna. You can quote me anywhere. No president has done for our people what Tinubu has done. So today, look at it. The middle belt of Nigeria, everywhere. The other day, I forgot, is it this man from Adamawa, this Obi man? He just declared on national television which day. He said he has returned. He has left Obi, has abandoned Obi. He's back from Borno State. Isaac, somebody? He is back. He said he's back to APC to move forces because we in the middle belt cannot afford to risk progress for expectation. This man has done it and he's still doing it. The dualization of the road from Akwanga to Gombe. Do you know what that will do to the middle belt? In terms of free flow of people, of goods and businesses? Then you want us to abandon it because of mere promises? When those people come, how are we sure they will continue with that vision? Our federal university is here, our federal medical center, they never stand with their two legs for ground. Eh? We should abandon all that? Look, Oloye. So, the Muslim ticket is not an issue for Nigeria. Like I told you, even in Kaduna, all right, Governor Obasani has just restored a tradition. For Nigeria, it is not new. Nigerians have voted for a Muslim ticket before. And because at that time, when Abiola picked Kingibe, he did not pick Kingibe as his running mate in order to spite Christians or in order to institutionalize the Muslim ticket. He didn't do it for that purpose. So even El-Rufai, if El-Rufai had picked his deputy that time as somebody whom he believed could contribute to governance, the deputy, she was from Southern Kaduna. She's a proud daughter of Southern Kaduna. She is loved by the people of Southern Kaduna. So, but the challenge is that it was an agenda to institutionalize something that will make Kaduna look like a divided state. Even for Tinubu, it was an agenda to make Nigeria look like a divided country, and that is why people fought against it. But today, everybody remembered that after all, Abiola did it. If he were president, Nigerians believe he would have done very well for them. So today, Tinubu is doing it, and nobody is talking again. So please, people should stop the comparison. Look, that era is an era of darkness.
Okay.
Today we are in the era of light, and we should celebrate this light.
It's APC government, and from the state, Kaduna State is APC, and I move to national space. Nigerians are saying it. Some Nigerians, and in the majority too, I must say, are saying that they've never had it this bad with this administration in terms of the pains, and the pains are not just pains. Some are saying that excruciating pains that Nigerians are going through with this administration. Insecurity, much as the government is doing to, bring it down to the level, but it's still there with us. And then talk about, economic policies of this administration, hitting hard on the people. And so much that the people can hold on to say that this government is making life difficult for them. And this is a government that wants to return in 2027. And people are asking, what magic can it do to return when the people are feeling all the pains that are there for them? So how do you come up? And we're not saying, people are not saying that there are no reforms being carried on, but people are feeling the pains of these reforms and are saying that take us or let us go back to Egypt, where we were coming from.
Oloye, people are just being unnecessarily unfair to the Tinubu administration. When this president came on board, Nigeria was on the cliff. Nigeria was on the edge of collapse. So when he came, he needed to do what a leader needed to do to save his country. Mind you, during campaigns, all the major presidential candidates agreed that subsidy was evil, and that if we do not remove if we do not kill subsidy, subsidy was going to kill Nigeria. So when he came from the word go, he showed preparedness, he showed readiness to tackle the hydra-headed problems of this country head on. So in his inaugural speech, he said subsidy is gone. When you remove subsidy, Oloye, everybody agreed that it is a good policy. But of course, sir, it will take time before Nigerians will start feeling the impact of that reform. So if we as Nigerians agree that subsidy was killing this country, and we agree that we need to remove it, we need to kill it before it killed us, then we should have been ready to bear the pains. It is but for a limited time. And we in Kaduna today, we're enjoying life under Obasani, because as a result of this subsidy removal, sir, more money is going to states, more money is going to local governments. And the Obasani inclusive development agenda is taking governance to every facet of the state. So we in Kaduna, we are not feeling it like other people are
Kaduna
feeling
is
it.
not part of the larger society of Nigeria.
I mentioned it, that, you see, sometimes we need to be fair to the federal government. We need to begin to ask questions. Me, that I'm in Kaduna, I'm tempted to ask questions. Even some people outside Kaduna, they are asking, where is your governor getting the resources to be doing what he is doing? If every governor in this country will learn the Obasani governance model and be putting money in the right places, security, infrastructure, agriculture, the cost of living will go down drastically. You know how much was maize before this administration came, how much was beans, how much all these grains that we eat almost on a daily basis in our houses, what were their prices before this administration came? Today things are going down. So I want to beg on Nigerians, give the Tinubu administration time. Nigeria is making progress. Mind you, there was a time, I can't remember the exact figures, but between 9 trillion and 16 trillion that the previous administration printed, Naira notes. They just printed that money to fund budget. They didn't do business. They didn't earn it. Because Nigeria didn't have money. The president just ordered, go and print money, like that Idi Amin era. So, Tinubu is correcting those things. If only people can remember the size of the problem that the Tinubu administration inherited, whether in security, economy, health, education, infrastructure. If only Nigerians will remember the size of the problem. If they can look at the size of the problem, they will not look down on the progress that Tinubu has made. Right. Yes, we may not have gotten to Egypt, to Canaan land, but we have left Egypt. We are making progress under Tinubu, and we want to use this medium to appreciate Mr. President for the announcement that more brigades, more army divisions have been created, 29,000 more soldiers will be recruited, and he has increased their salary between 30 to 80%. All these, sir, all these are signs of immense progress, but Nigerians need to be patient and give the president a second term so that the real results of these reforms will be felt.
Okay, Chiwendu, some messages on Facebook, and take some for us now.
Okay. On Facebook, we have this one from Olushola Ibikule. On Facebook, we have this one from Olushola Ibikule. It says, we want to know whether the governor has abandoned the Mauta Remiyari community regards to road and lights. If not, what plans did the government have for the community? Festus Igalo is saying a wonderful Governor Obasani should not even bother campaigning. He has won already for what he has done for us in Rumi. He has our votes. If you guys understand what we suffered under that former Pharaoh, look at how Erufai destroyed the television road and abandoned it. And we are living in television. And us living in television, we have to drop at express bypass and trek a long distance turns back to television. Tony Sam is saying, whenever I hear stomach infrastructure politicians like Edward AUTA talk, I feel ashamed. Today, Edward AUTA is condemning the past government of PDP, the blessed party that closed his nakedness when he was unknown in southern Kaduna. Democracy offers everybody freedom to vote for his candidate of choice. That is from Tony. Then Jonathan George Gomez is saying, truth is Obasani has done well in his first tenure in Kaduna. Though the Nigerian leader tends to change in his second tenure, the APC doesn't have my support in the federal level. Removing fuel subsidy was good, but spending the money on unnecessary things is bad. Tinubu must go.
All right. Okay, Eddie, I'm going to put that all on you. That jab that you got, I'm sure it's good to react on it.
Yes.
But one or two calls, one call. Numbers 081 40,000 989, 081 40,000 989, or 070 800 989. Just one or two calls, and then we'll pass it on to Eddie to sum it up for us. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Toyin Alabi.
Yes, good morning.
My name is Chief Arel.
Chief Arel, let's hear you.
I have listened to your guest very attentively. Kaduna State, which is mostly known in those days as the liberal state, became another state whereby people were not comfortable. But I want to tell your guest, I have one problem, and the problem is that of Tricania. Tricania has eventually been divided into two. And there is no road in Tricania. We formed a committee, a 10-man committee. We met the councillors several times, and the councillor told us that Tricania, the part that we have, we did not vote for M5, and that is why we have been neglected. I am telling my very good friend today, Edward John AUTA, to please look into the case of Tricania. Today, when we are coming from Tricania through Air Force, there is no Kakanya Fest. Kakanya Fest are not coming to Tricania, and I want him to use his good office to talk to the governor so that they will now repair the Tricania road. Yesterday we had an ugly incident in Tricania. A woman was about to deliver, and there was no transport to take this woman to hospital, and the woman lost the pregnancy. So I am on my knees telling your guest that he should try as much as possible to talk to the governor for us.
All right. Okay.
Has totally been neglected.
Okay, we got you. Chief Arel, we got you there. You have just 1 minute, Edward. Sum it all up for us.
Well, I think the messages we read and the calls have given the listener an idea of the approval rating. If this was an election, you know that both President Tinubu and Governor Obasani have won their second terms. And for the person that, threw that jab at me, he's entitled to his opinion. All right? Of course, there is nothing wrong, to work for one's stomach, provided that you are legitimately pursuing that cause. So there's nothing wrong. He's entitled to his opinion. It's normal in politics. Definitely, he belongs to the other side. So I do not expect him to like what I am saying. But if he goes to Romi and talk about something else other than Obasani, I'm sure he heard what that commentator from Romi wrote.
All right, and that will just be about the size of it on the program Perspectives today. Edward John AUTA, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and Edward John AUTA, once again, is a Senior Special Assistant on Industrial Training and Development to Governor Obasani and the government of Kaduna State. A historian, a public affairs analyst, with his thoughts on developing stories in Kaduna and the national space. Chiwendu, thank you for connecting us with the people. And to you out there, it's a Friday. Go out, grab a lot of fun, and we'll see you on Monday.
Invicta FM.